Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Is anyone out there? Wow, I haven't done this in a while. This feels good.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. How's everyone doing? I thought I'd come on here and say hello, see how you're doing. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jody Paul, Tabs and Triggers, Bubble Fish Pop, Joseph, 968, Roxy. Hi, how are you? I know that we're all going through some struggles. Hi, Dawn, I love you too. And especially with isolation and being at home, a lot of people are feeling stress and anxiety. And so I thought, why not come on here, see who's there, and let's talk, let's chat, let's connect and be there for each other. How are you feeling? Is there anything on your mind? Thank you, Akshara. I'm having a very good day. How are you doing? We are home where we live. We are, I guess it's called lockdown, where everything is still closed. And so we're kind of just figuring things out being at home. And so there's pluses and there's minuses, of course. Thank you. I don't know her. That's really sweet of you. And I guess that's my main message, is to always look on the bright side. So what are the positives? What are things that we can give gratitude for? And really just reminding everyone that during these times where life can be difficult, it's, do you know what that means? There's an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain
Oh,
smooth
interesting.
streaming.
Well, it looks like it's going great, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't worry about those errors.
My tech
Oh, yeah.
man here.
I'll keep an eye on that, but you should be good.
And so that's why I wanted to come on here, to let you know that there are people who care very, very much how you're feeling, how you're doing, what your emotions are, your feelings. And yeah, so let me know if you have any questions or anything that you need support with. Oh, thank you, Danessa. We're grateful for you too. Hi, Papa B.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm just keeping an eye on things to make sure that everything is working smoothly, but
Yeah.
looks good. You got 74 family members who've joined.
How are you and everyone else doing? Karina and Eva and Maria. We're good. We are, staying at home and
I'm just promoting your Instagram.
thank you, Jody Paul. I love you too. We are home and life. And so the first few months were difficult for us, but now we all found our groove, and we're occupying ourselves at home and finding things that we love to do, which is very, very important, which is to connect to joy and experience joy, whatever it is, whether it's lighting a candle, whether it's reading a book that you love, going for a walk, spending time in nature, calling a friend that lifts up your spirits and makes you feel good. Whatever it is, keep doing the things that make you happy, that bring you joy, and remind you of what a beautiful place Earth is, and this life can be so wonderful. Yes, there are struggles. Yes, there is pain, of course, but for the most part, life is wonderful. And when we do struggle and we go through those trials and tribulations, we always come out on the other side with greater wisdom and strength and empathy for others. Ramadan. Sending love to everyone fasting for Ramadan. I know that's can be a little challenging. I love my food. Our family loves our food, and I can only imagine what that takes, that resilience. Love to India. Thank you so much. Thank you, CTS family. Can be bored, but I exercise almost every day and I relax, and also I do homework. In Mexico, we don't go to school, only online classes, but I feel relaxed. That's good. Yeah, the kids are doing online classes as well. And to be honest, they love it. They love the fact that they can just wake up, walk towards the computer, just log in, They don't have to worry about getting dressed and, doing all that stuff to go in. And they like the fact that there's more space now in the world. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's almost like we have more space to ourselves. Whereas I feel like before you would go to school and everyone is together and you're going shopping and doing all these things. And I felt like a lot of people were in my space. Whereas now, with social distancing, with people, not going out when they're sick and coughing all over the place, there's a lot of pluses as well. Oh, thank you, Safwan. Love to Morocco. I love that. Danessa, quarantine made me realize that I have a passion to sing and to have the light in the darkness. Beautifully said. There is always light in darkness. And that is the balance of light, right? Good and bad, light and dark. And you need the dark in order to appreciate the light. And so just always remember that wherever there is dark, there is always light. And I know that for myself, when I look back on my life, the most difficult moments, I'm actually grateful for all of those moments because they made me who I am today. They made me resilient, strong, powerful, believing in myself, giving me self-confidence, self-esteem. And so just remember, whenever something happens, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Think, what can I learn from this? What's the test here that I need to pass, that I need to learn, so that I can take that knowledge with me and that experience. And so next time it won't trigger me as much. Germany in the house. Thank you, Queen 26.
Hey, Queen 26. Mod squad. Let me
Mod
add her as a
squad,
mod.
Queen 26.
Queen 26. Let me put you in the mod squad there because Mama B's going to be streaming more often and Queen is part of the mod squad. So there we go. And I'll keep an eye out for the other mod squads that show up.
Thank you. How do I slow this down? There.
Yes.
Okay. You have gone through so much. How do you keep your head up high and keep fighting the good fight? Love from Cambodia. I love that. Golden sunflower. The response is there's no other choice. There is no other choice than to keep your head high and remember who you are, which is that you are this divine being on this planet and you have so much light and love in you. And we are all on a hero's journey. And what is the hero's journey? Look, think of history. The tides change. I have a sign in my bathroom that says the tides change. And so sometimes, the tides will be rocky and really, dangerous. And we're going to feel like we're losing control, but you're not. All you're doing is growing, like the butterfly. The butterfly comes out of the cocoon from the caterpillar and becomes a beautiful butterfly. But that takes, a little bit of ugliness and growth. So we just need to remember that.
Is it lagging a bit? Is it better now, guys?
I think it's better. Excellent connection.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because it's been fluctuating. So I'm going to see if I can get a long internet cable.
Awesome. Thank you, Leanne Angela. Can you do more live streams like this? This kind of live makes me happy. 100%. So I'll be honest with you. Even though, we have everything that we need in our lives, we are so blessed. Our family has, what we need. We have a home, we have food, we have clothing, we have each other, we have work. But just knowing that there's people in the world who are suffering. And when I say suffering, to me, first and foremost, it's their mental health. I know that a lot of people are feeling pain, they're feeling loneliness, sadness, anxiety. A lot of that anxiety in people is showing up as OCD, as obsessive compulsive disorder, as ADHD, whatever it is. I know that people are having a tough time. And so I feel so connected to humanity that I feel like I have to do more to let you guys know that you're not alone and that you have people who love you. Our family loves you. Humanity, there are so many good people in the world that love each other. And this is what we need to remember, guys, is don't always focus on just the dark. We need to keep bringing back our attention now to the light. And so, yeah, that's what I want to do, even if it's just coming on here and saying, hello, how are you doing? Answering a few questions. Then, of course, I will always be here to support you guys, just like I support my own family. But, when I have time like this where, I'm on my own and I could either pick up a book and read something or come on here and let that I'm here for you and that you matter, and to let you know that your feelings and your emotions are validated and they're valid and that there are people here to support you. That is what I love to do. Like I kind of can't help but want to make people feel better. It's just something that I've done ever since I was a little girl. Maybe it's because I'm an empath. I don't know, but just making other people feel better makes me feel good. So yeah. Let's see. Thanks. This is my new desk setup, actually.
It's clean.
It's
very clean. I'm calling the guy in to hook up your wired internet so that you never have any problems. Sometimes it fluctuates.
Awesome.
Looks like it's working okay now. A lot of people watching. It's great.
I love that. Lean Mohammed. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. There is always good in the bad. We just need to recognize it. 100%. If you look at something and you just slightly change the way you look at it, your perception changes. And so I remember, especially when I was in my 20s and I was going through so much in my life, and I thought, why God? Why are you punishing me like this? Like, why do I have to struggle so much? And now, 20 years later, when I look back, I think, thank you, God. Thank you for everything you made me go through, because I learned so much about myself. I'm a better human being. I'm a better mother. I'm a better wife. And I can support so many people, and I can have those tough conversations about literally anything. And I can hold space for pain, because I know pain. I've known a lot of pain and darkness. But now it's like I equate it to your heart being broken so many times that now the light just pours in and out. That's how I feel, is like my heart is so open because it's been broken so many times that now all I have is love and light to give to others. And so that's the way I see it. Thank you, Sophia. I think that we all have that ability to be caring for each other. We just need to be reminded of it. And so maybe some of us didn't grow up with that idea of being there to be of service to others. I can tell you that when I graduated at my university convocation, that was the message. You had all these graduates in the room. What are they going to tell us? We spent all these years studying. We finally graduate university. And the one message they said to us was, now go out and share with the world what you learned. Be of service. Serve humanity. And that was the most powerful message that I could ever hear. That was back, I think I was 23. And that was to serve from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. I'm constantly going around the world to see how can I help people, even if it's just seeing a child who's riding their bike and saying, you're doing a great job, keep going. That child will never forget that interaction. They'll say, wow, this crazy lady just told me I was doing a great job riding my bike. And when you keep doing those things and make that a habit, trust me, whatever you put out into the world will come back tenfold. And that, I think, is the definition of a true hero. I love that. Yes. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yes, Pedro, I love that. I love that so much. All right. Yes, Valeria. Pequeñas acciones hacen grandes cambios. Small actions make large change. And so definitely the microcosm, so our home is a microcosm in the big macrocosm. And so if we have a home full of love, and you have a home full of love, and everyone has a home full of love and peace and kindness and respect, that is going to ripple out into the neighborhood, into the community, into the city, into the world. And so we all have a contribution to make. And it all starts with one small act of kindness or service or whatever it is to our fellow human beings. Okay. Stealth. I have a problem with overthinking. Join the crowd, my friend. That is number one for everyone. We all have a monkey brain. And the problem is that we live in a world and we have an educational system that teaches us to use our brain for everything. when what they really should be teaching us is intuition, our gut instincts, right? Because this thing never stops. I think we have something like, what was it, 60,000 thoughts a day or 600 thoughts a day?
I'll look that up.
Something like that, where your mind never stops. And the problem with your mind is that we see the world according to how we are. And so take, for example, this pen. If I had been attacked at some point in my life with a pen, every time I see a pen, I would get scared now because that would be a trigger for me. Whereas someone else would see a pen and say, wow, that's just a pen. And so when you go about your life and you see that people are reacting in a certain way, they're just reacting according to their experiences and expectations, and a lot of times their trauma. And so that's why it's so important for us to be able to control this. And when I say control, it's like we'll never be able to fully control it. I can tell you, I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of self-study on myself, and this still gets away from me. And so I have to keep telling myself, what do I know to be true? I know this to be true. This is my ego. My ego is telling me this. My inner critic is telling me I'm not good enough. My inner critic is saying I'm not smart enough or I'm not pretty enough, and I need to keep focusing on what I know to be true based on fact. And definitely finding solitude, being by yourself, quieting the noise of the world, getting off of media, stop watching the news because, well, I won't even go into that, but stop paying attention to all the distractions that you see in the world and go within yourself. One of the most important lessons I wish I had learned when I was a child, actually. Okay. Thank you, Patricia. I think that I just love to share knowledge. Like I love learning. I am a forever student. This is my my bookshelf that I have. I don't know if you guys can see this. Like I have so many books that I have read and gone through and studied to understand life and people and pain and society. And that's what I love to do. Like I want to help you make your life better, so that you can go further than I ever have. To me, that is the true definition of unconditional love. So the way that I love my own kids and I want them. Oh no, it's lagging for me.
It's back again.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's back.
That's what I want for all of you. And so if I can take away any of your stress, if I can give you knowing, an inner knowing of yourself and knowing like, yes, you are going to go through struggles in life. That is a guarantee. Like Buddha said, what do we know about life? We know that life is about struggles. So let's get that off the table already. What are we going to do about the struggles? Are we going to fight? Are we going to find solutions? Are we going to find our inner leader? We all have leaders inside of us. We're just not taught how to bring that leader out because we're scared. We're scared of what people are going to think. What are they going to say? Doesn't matter. Be true to yourself. Listen to that inner wisdom, that inner guide that we all have. And that's when you're going to start to really do amazing things, not just in your life, but in the whole entire world. There we go.
That's amazing. 6,200 thoughts a day.
6,200 thoughts a day. That is absolutely insane. That's called monkey brain. The monkey brain never stops, but you can start to train the monkey brain. So every time, when you start to get rid of the distractions, a lot of the noise, a lot of the talking, we talk too much in this world, way too much talking, not enough silence and solitude. And when you catch yourself having a thought that doesn't belong, you say, hey, what are you doing here? Oh, hi, how are you? Welcome to my brain. You don't belong here because you're going to cause me stress or worry or anxiety, whatever it is. And then you say, thank you for coming. You are now being asked to leave because it's not going to serve you. You need to start listening to the thoughts, what is serving you and what is not serving you, and start to clean up and create new neural pathways in your brain that says, you know what, I'm going to spend 30 minutes in the morning in meditation. I'm going to be nice and silent and listen to whatever I'm feeling inside. I'm not going to watch the news. Then I'm going to spend 30 minutes exercising. I'm going to get a good, cardio workout. I'm going to lift some weights. I'm going to walk, run, dance, whatever you feel happy with. Then I'm going to spend 30 minutes reading a book, listening to a podcast, observing really smart people who have a lot of knowledge instead of people who are just selling you beauty, stuff, more stuff, stuff that's just empty. It's like empty calories. Don't fill yourself with empty calories. Fill yourself with knowledge, with people that can teach you something to help make your life better. I love that. Boundaries. Are you good at establishing boundaries? I am now. ADI Gaming. Boundaries is so important. Oh my goodness. No one ever taught me boundaries. That is something that I learned, I would say in the last 10 years, has been something that I'm learning that I have taught my children. And so now my kids are at such a level with boundaries where they will not tolerate any disrespect. They are true to themselves. They know who they are. They're self-actualized. I'm so proud of them. And that's what I need to tell you. If you don't know about boundaries, please learn about boundaries. Educate yourself. Boundaries is about knowing who you are, what you tolerate in your life, the people that you tolerate. And yes, there will be people, our parents, relatives, that are not good for us. And you are allowed to create a boundary around you and say, you cannot have this conversation with me. You are not allowed to say these things to me. If you continue to say these things, I consider that disrespect. If you disrespect me, you cannot be in my life. And so I can tell you that I had to create very firm boundaries with my relatives to the point where I don't talk to them anymore. My mother, my father, my siblings, it was such a toxic environment that we brought out the worst in each other. And I didn't like who I became when I was around them. And my children deserved a better mother than who I was when I was around them. I became this insecure, crazy person. I was always defending myself because these people were always attacking me. They always wanted to see the worst in me. And I was always defending myself like I was my own lawyer. And I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. I've done this for 40 years. This is where it stops. And I've never been happier. I have so much time now to focus on myself, on my family, on the life that I want to live, and being here and sharing all of this with all of you, which feeds my soul. This feeds me and my heart. And so boundaries, so important. If you haven't started practicing them in your life, I encourage you to please. And that includes having really difficult conversations with people. And so I had to find my voice. I'll be honest with you, it took over 40 years for me to find my voice. When I would say something, I would get choked up and my voice would disappear. And also throat chakra, I don't know, for those of you who understand about chakras, I opened my throat chakra and I am no longer afraid to speak my truth and to stand in my power because I know who I am and I know what I will tolerate and what I will not tolerate. And that takes having difficult conversations with people. And when they freak out and play the whole narcissist game and like, how dare you say those things to me? It is not my job to hold them because they have fragile egos. And so when you have those conversations and you stand up for yourself, you do it and then you stop and you allow these towers to crumble around you and you don't have to reach out to pick them up. No, that is what boundaries are. And when you start practicing it more and more and having those conversations with our mothers that we've never had and saying, you know what? Don't talk to me like that. I don't like that. What? What do you mean? When you start having those conversations more and more, it will become much easier for you to stop it. And if they don't stop, you walk away. And so I am brutal now in my boundaries where if I am no longer being served respect at the table, I don't just walk away from the table. I set the table on fire. That's my thing now. And so I am one of the kindest, most compassionate people in the world, but I am also someone with very strong and firm boundaries. You have to. Otherwise, the world will inundate you with pain and anger and suffering. And just like a ship that sinks because all the water gets in, you cannot allow other people's water to get inside of you, like a ship. And so boundaries make sure that you are protected, that your temple, your body is protected, and that none of this other noise and stuff is coming inside. And that, to me, is living a masterful life. IMC, thank you so much. Thanks, Mama B. Hi from Regina, Saskatchewan. Wow, so cool. Thank you. Mohammed Arabi, Mama B is the best. Thank you very much for the $10. I really appreciate it. So let me go back to, but transformed by the renewing of your mind, then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. I love that. Beautiful. I have terrible anxiety. What should I do? Loser things. So I have terrible anxiety too. I'll be honest with you. I have generalized anxiety disorder, PTSD, and I can tell you that when I eliminated a lot of the noise and people that were giving me anxiety and were putting the fear in my head, that alleviated a lot for me. I can tell you also that your gut health is directly related to your mental health. And so what are your habits? Are you eating good nutritional food? I'm not saying from time to time you don't treat yourself with a cheeseburger or French fries or pizza, whatever you love, because I love all of those things, ice cream, cookies. But for the most part, what are you feeding your body? What are you putting inside your body? What are you ingesting? Both, so your eyes, what are you watching online? And so I will go into people's accounts. It's something that I love to do. When people message me on Instagram and they say, I'm suffering, blah, blah, blah. And then I go in because I want to see who they're following. I want to see like, what kind of material are you exposing yourself to? And it's like, well, no wonder you have anxiety because you're following people that are living a fake life. And so stop looking to these people as role models, as guides, as mentors, when they are clearly feeding you a life that doesn't exist. It's not real. And so a lot of times people will get mad at me because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want that dose of reality because they have been fed a lie. Their life, they based it on lies. They say that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are these 5 people based, focusing their life on living their goals, their dreams? Are they good people? Like, are they really nice people? That also is going to determine what kind of person you are and how you feel inside, because we have mirror neurons. And so if you're hanging out with a person who's a bad person, a really bad influence on you, that's going to rub off on you. It will, because that's how our brains are set up to be. So make sure that you are creating an environment that feeds you, that feeds your soul, not your ego. Queen 26 is no, the stream is lengthening again.
It's back and forth. It's up and down. So for today, it's up and down, but next time you stream, we're gonna make sure you're connected directly in. So, but that's okay. I mean, it's been working great, and you got a lot of nice people joining, a lot of family members. So maybe a couple more minutes.
Sure. X Diamond Slang X. I love this. Can I ask you a question? Are you fine with your kids swearing? And I love you so much. So you will be very shocked to hear. Okay, so let me start. When the children were little, no, I was not fine with them swearing. And so I remember when Gabby came home from school and she was 9 and she dropped her first F-bomb. I actually cried because I thought, here is the end of her innocence, of her childhood, of being a child, because she heard those words at school. Now, the next time I heard her say something, I asked her, Gabby, how do you feel today? And she said, I feel like an queen. Now, I had 2 choices. I could either freak out on her for swearing, or I can say, wow, here's my daughter. She feels like an effing queen. She feels like a queen. My daughter feels like a queen. And so this is when they say, don't get caught up in the semantics. Focus on the big picture that here was my daughter feeling like a queen, and that's what I chose to focus on. Swearing, honestly, now that my kids are the ages that they are, 14 and almost 16 this week, I don't care if they swear at home with us. Obviously, there's a level for everything. There's a balance. But I think that it promotes healthy expression. There is actually studies done on this by PhDs who say that it's actually a healthy way to express yourself. Whether you're angry, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, it's okay to get it all out there. Because when the kids were little and I couldn't swear at home, I would go into the car and go, "Bah, duh, 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 duh." And now I don't have to do that anymore. But of course, we don't do that when we're out in the world. We certainly don't do that on our videos and the way that we promote ourselves. But here at home, if my kids want to drop, a couple of words, whatever. I don't want them to feel like they can't express themselves and be themselves here at home. Here at home should be the safest place for them on earth, where they can be themselves, they can be totally authentically themselves, and they don't get judged. And so I don't judge people for stuff like that. Like if you rob a bank or you hurt people, those to me are much more serious things than dropping a bad word. So I hope that makes sense.
Cool. I think that's it. 'Cause Gabby's got vocal classes now at 5.
Ah.
And we're gonna fix this internet lagging to make sure you don't lag anymore.
Okay, let me do one more.
Okay. Sounds good. And hopefully you don't lag.
Let me see. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm going to end it with cheese, T-foot. Hey, Mama B, I've been having trouble finding my passion. I'm currently in law school and I'm almost done. I'm not sure that is my passion. You will probably never know what your full passion is. I can tell you that I still don't know what my full passion is because I am on a growth process. Like there is a great book called Mindset by Carol Dweck where it's the growth mindset versus, what is it? Growth?
Fixed mindset.
Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And that's people who are constantly learning and growing, and you will learn new things about yourself, and you'll become someone maybe in 5 or 10 years that you never imagined you would become. Like if someone told me 10 years ago that we would be doing what we do, I would have laughed. I never would have believed it. But that's because we listen to intuition, we listen to messages that life and the universe were sending us and God, and you keep going. And so you may very well be in law school and graduate and get your degree, practice a couple of years and say, you know what, not for me. I want to do something different. And that's perfectly okay because you will never lose that education that you gained. And so don't ever let anyone make you feel much money in your education. Now you're not doing it. That is never lost. It's experience, and you just have to acknowledge who you are, what you love, and be willing to, try something new because it might be something that you absolutely love to do and it makes you happier. To me, I always say that I want my children to be happy in life. Money, success, all of that is great. But if you're not happy, then what's the point? So with that, I am going to leave you guys because I want to make sure that Gabby has a good internet connection, and I'm going to do this again very soon, and I will let you know when I do. I love you all very, very much. I hope you're well, and come see me on Instagram. Okay, guys, I love you, and I'll see you soon.